Jai Shri Ram. Wednesday, 29th July 2020. Today we are starting the recording of details about the Bhagavad Gita, and I want to call this the series Gita Insights. So this will be the first track. Based on Srimad Bhagavad Gita Tattvavivekani English commentary by Jayadayal Goyandaka, Gita Press. So we are using that as the base, and when and wherever necessary, we will refer to other authors. So the first chapter is General Survey of the Gita. Jayadayal Goyandaka, Maharshi Goyandaka ji. Though Goyandaka ji very humbly states that he is a Vaishya by birth, he says actually by caste I am a Vaishya, and in point of learning and wisdom too, I find myself wholly unequal to this undertaking. Thus, I am altogether unqualified to write a commentary on a universally respected scripture like the Gita. These are words of a true Sanatani. Humility is one of the most greatest virtues found only in truly great people. His work is an excellent work on the Gita, and that is why I would like to call him Maharshi Goyandaka. So I am excerpting from his book. So this is his introduction, General Survey of the Gita. And in this, briefly the points. Glory of the Gita. Goyandaka ji, shall we refer to him as Maharshi Jayadayal. He says, the Bhagavad Gita contains divine words emanating from the lips of Krishna, God himself. Therefore, its glory is infinite and unlimited, and none can really describe it. Even Sesha, the thousand-headed serpent, whose back forms the couch of Vishnu and Shiva and Ganesha, cannot fully depict this glory. And therefore he says, how can a puny mortal expect to do it? And then the Mahabharata says, Sarva Shastramayi Gita. The Gita comprises all the scriptures. Bhishma Parva 44.4. Sarva Shastramayi Gita. Vedavyasa himself says, Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanyaihi Shastra Sangrahai Yaswayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padma Dvinisruta. Mahabharata Bhishma Parva 43.1. The Gita alone should be sung, heard, recited, studied, taught, pondered, and assimilated properly and well, very well. What is the use of collecting other scriptures? Because the Gita has emerged directly from the lotus-like lips of God Vishnu, Krishna himself. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanyai Shastra Sangrahai Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padma Dvinisruta. So, though the word Padmanabha in the above verse, the author of the Mahabharata has brought out through the word Padmanabha, he has brought out the idea expressed by us. That is, Gita has emanated from the lips of the same Lord from whose navel Brahma took his birth, and the Vedas, which are the source of all the scriptures, were revealed through the mouth of Brahma. The Gita is superior even to the Gayatri. Through the practice of japa of Gayatri, man attains liberation, no doubt. But he who practices japa of Gayatri secures liberation only for himself. Whereas the student of Gita liberates not only himself but others as well. Therefore, the Gita is superior to the Gayatri as well. Remember that. And Maharshi Jayadayal says, if we declare the Gita as greater even than God, that will not be an exaggeration. Because the Lord himself in Varaha Purana says, Gita Shrayeham Tisthami, Gita me Chottamam Gruham, Gita Jnanam Upashritya, Trim Lokan Palayamyaham. In the Varaha Purana, Sri Mahavishnu or Krishna himself says, I take my stand on the Gita. The Gita is my supreme abode. I maintain the three worlds on the strength of the wisdom contained in the Gita. Gita Shrayeham Tisthami, Gita me Chottamam Gruham, Gita Jnanam Upashritya, Trim Lokan Palayamyaham. So, These are very important ideas, insights and shlokas. I hope you pay attention and make a note too. And in the 18th chapter, Krishna openly declares that he who follows his instructions contained in the Gita will undoubtedly attain liberation. And not only that, he further says that even he who studies the scripture or chants it or teaches to others is doing what is called Jnana Yajna or wisdom sacrifice, Jnana Yajna. So through Jnana Yajna, by learning and teaching others, also moksha can be attained. Next, Maharshi Jayadalji talks about the purport of the Gita, that is the meaning. He says the Gita is an unfathomable ocean of wisdom. It's an infinite store of knowledge, and it's a bottomless sea containing endless strata of meaning. Just as a diver diving deep into the sea lays his hands on precious gems, even so, diving deeper and deeper into the secrets of the Gita, the seeker goes on discovering new treasure troves of extraordinary gems of ideas. He says, Garuda, the king of all the birds, as well as a tiny mosquito, both take their flight in the air, each according to his or her capacity, or its capacity. In the same way, each and every student of Gita makes something out of it, draws something out of it, achieves something according to his or her comprehension. So, as we study the Gita, every day we gain new insights and we draw new inferences. That's why Gita is very fresh, ever fresh. So the purpose of the Gita is to lead the Jivatma merged in the ocean of samsara, worldly existence, owing to ignorance, and so as to enable them to achieve realization of Krishna, moksha, that is greater than moksha actually. Then in the introduction, a general survey of the Gita, Jayadayal ji introduces a subchapter, essential character of the two paths. That is in the 8th chapter, there are two paths discussed, which of course we will discuss in detail when we go to the 8th chapter. Anyway, briefly, the essential character of the two paths is all objects are illusory or unreal, unlike like water seen in a mirage, or like the world in a dream. So, all the actions proceeding from the mind, senses, and body are nothing but the movement of the gunas born of Maya in the shape of the senses, and in the shape of the senses. So, realizing this, a follower of the path of knowledge no longer claims the doership of these actions, and remaining constantly established in identity with the all-pervading Sri Krishna, who is truth, consciousness, and bliss embodied, he ceases to recognize the existence of anything else than God. Recognizing that only God exists, that is called knowledge, the path of knowledge. Or in other words, it is called Sankhya Nishtha. Sankhya Nishtha. It can also be called Jnana Yoga or Karma Sannyasa. Sankhya Nishtha, path of knowledge, Jnana Yoga or Karma Sannyasa. Second, a follower of the path of yoga, on the other hand, regards everything as belonging to God. And even in the second path, the yogi resigns himself to God in thought, word, and deed. This is called the path of yoga, which has been designated by various other names such as Buddhi Yoga or Samatva Yoga, the yoga of equanimity, Tadartha Karma or Madartha Karma, that is working for Krishna. Madartha Karma, Tadartha Karma both mean working for Krishna, and Sattvika Tyaga or renunciation of the Sattvika type. In the path of yoga, bhakti or devotion does play a very important part, either in a general way or as the ruling principle. So the path of yoga as enunciated in the Gita is not diverged from devotion. Next, Jayadayal ji reminds us that we must totally renounce all prohibited acts, which consists in wholly abstaining in thought, word and deed from vile karma, vile deeds prohibited by the scriptures, such as thieving, looting, adultery, lying, duplicity, double dealing, cheating, chicanery, coercion, undue force and duress, violence, taking forbidden food, indulging in frivolities. This is actually the first stage of renunciation. So Maharshi Jayadayalji is telling us that these are things we must scrupulously avoid. The next he talks about renunciation of actions motivated by desire, which means you do everything as a service to Krishna, because this is Krishna's family. The whole of the universe, every creature is Krishna's family. So when you serve somebody's family, he will be happy, isn't it? So that is the next thing. Next, complete renunciation of thirst for worldly objects. Of course, this does not mean that you become a sannyasi and stop earning money. We must earn money. Annam bahukurvit, the Veda says. And dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Artha is absolutely necessary. So you must earn by dharmic means. Well, that's a very debatable thing. In this Kali Yuga, everyone is making money left, right, and center. Of course, unless we also have enough money, we cannot ensure or propagate dharma. Only the strong can propagate dharma. The weak will succumb. So, to become strong, you need money. So, when we are not inflicting pain on anybody and the whole world is making money left, right, and center, I think we must use our discretion to accumulate enough wealth so that we are champions of dharma. We will stop here. This is the first Gita Insight track, the general survey of the Gita by Jayadayal Goyandkaji, Maharshi Jayadayal Goyandkaji. We will pick up in the second track because a part of the general survey is still there. Jai Shri Ram.